It's Minnie at all X's. First of all, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've watched me before and came back again, welcome back. I promised I would do a whip parade, and everybody else's whip parade, they've already done theirs, and they're working on, Valentine's Day, and, well, everybody's working on Black History, and getting ready for, what is it, St. Patrick's Day and Easter, and so I have you all to myself. This is my whip parade. I have, excuse me, I have, let's see, I have 25, let's see, 26, 38 whips. I think it's 38. Actually. I have 39 whips. Because one I just started yesterday. Okay. All of them, except the one I started yesterday, is on my WIPGO board. What I have two WIPGO boards. I have one that's completely full. Then I have one that that I'm adding, whatever I start, I'm adding them to the second one. And I'm only adding them on the numbers that haven't been called yet. So that way I get a chance to, they'll be called and I get a chance to work on them. So, as I promised, these are I'll let you know which ones are my WIPGOs. But, anyway, so we'll get started. The first one, like I say, it's 39 of them, so it's going to be a little while. So, hopefully, you have something to drink, maybe even something to nibble on while you watch. Because it's going to be a while. And I will be putting them back in the bag so they won't get, misplaced. This is, okay, the first one is my 2020 Pandemic Sampler by Sarcy Girl. And this is where I started in the middle, and this is where I am right now. And no, I didn't iron anything. The whips, they go back in my bag. So hopefully you'll be able to see them. I was thinking about starting that, the 8 sections, but I don't know. I started in the middle, completely in the middle, and I have this corner here completely done, and this top part. Hopefully you're seeing what I'm trying to show you here. So this is my 2020 Pandemic Sampler by Sarcy Girl. Hopefully my light is turned up. I have my ring light on, and I tried to turn it down some because it was blinding me. So hopefully it's up high enough for you to see. Bright enough for you to see what I'm showing you. But this is Pandemic Sampler. I'm trying to think what it's stitched on. Let's see, if it won't take me too long, I'll look in my bag and see what this is being stitched on. I think it's a stone, something like that. As I leave the tags, it's a dark cobblestone from Stony Creek. So it's a 32 count Lugana. And I love working on it. I love all my whips. I just don't get a chance to get around to all of them, that often. Okay, the next one is the 2022 StitchCon exclusive from Sue Hillis. That's what it should look like. And this is where I'm at on this one. I did that house. I looked at it. I'm like, Keepsakes, which is the house, that's the actual store, is the most intense stitching on the chart. So I tackled that one first, that little motif first. And this is on a 14 count Aida. I can tell, I already know that. I just thought that brown Aida was perfect. It's 14 count. Let me see if I have color. Okay, I won't waste your time, but it's as you can see, it's, I think it's taupe or tan. The next one is this one is ABC de la Bordures from Jardin Privé. I'm sure everybody's seen what it looks like. That's what it's supposed to look like. And I nicknamed mine Aida Button because that French pronunciation is a little much. And this is where I'm at. I'll hold it back here first so you can see how much I've done. I'm down to N. I've finished N. And so you can see it. Okay. So that's where I'm at on her. And you've heard the story about Aida Button. A friend of mine, Jan, her and I we're starting this together. And let's see, when did we start it? The 1st of let's see, August 1st, 2021. We were at a retreat, and we both started together. Well, our group sat at the table. At our table, we played games. So we needed a group name. And like I said, the pronunciation of the Jardin Privé pronunciation of the name was a little much. So I just started calling it Aida Button. That became our group name that night during the retreat. And it's been there ever since. So the next one is this t-shirt. My daughter-in-law made me this t-shirt. I love it. This is my brother. I hate to move my camera. But this is my brother, a picture of my brother. I lost him last September. And she made me this beautiful t-shirt, so I can wear mine with me. Okay. This next one is called A Lady Named Ella. And it's a collaboration between an actual fashion designer by the name of Ebony Short and a cross-stitch designer, Brittany Church of Ingleside Imaginarium. This is what it should look like. This is the drawing from the actual fashion designer. And that was the picture on this version when Brittany put it out. So, and this is my version. And I do believe, well, let's see. I'll show it to you first. There we go. And I'll bring it close so you can see the way the design shows us that This is a lace or sheer fabric around the arms. I just love it. And this is a lady named Ella. And I'm stitching it on Under the Sea Fabric Rose Myrtle. This is a 32 count Rose Myrtle from Under the Sea Fabrics. And this is where I'm at right now. Go up behind your fabric. There we go. I just love this. Like I say, if I didn't have so many whips, I could work on, well, it's a cycle, you know. I try to finish up a whip and then I find something else that I want to stitch and I start that and it never ends. Okay, my next one, let me see. This is my oldest, I believe my oldest whip. It is from 2014. It's the Advent Animals from Brooks Books. It's a freebie on her website. No, on her Facebook page. Is it Facebook page? And this is, I'm stitching this on it was a dish towel that I purchased from Walmart, and I think it's about like a 40 count if you count it. So this is where I'm at. I'm down to, let me see, which one am I on? The last one I did was 16. And if I'd have known how much trouble it was going to give me as far as how tiny it is stitching on it, I would have never started it on here. And I would have had them done by now, but it's a doozy stitching on this fabric. So you can see the whole thing here. So I've got a couple more rows before I finish it. And like I said, I would have never started on that. I don't know what made me think I could stitch on that dish towel, but something put that crazy thought in my head, and here I am, you know, still having this as a whip since 2014. The next whip is, I started this with EJ. Sorry EJ, I had to throw you under the bus. This is African Angel by Barbara Betts, and this is where I'm at. I know I can finish this, well, I need to finish her wing here, and then the back stitch, I think. But this is African Angel by Barbara Betts. This is stitched on a 28 count off-white Lugana or even weave. This one was started in 2019, so that's long enough. And this is where I'm at. I don't know what it is. EJ and I like a lot of the same designs. So we've either started stuff together or started them. And it's like an ongoing thing, you know. She'll ease up on me a little bit, so I have to, you know, work on that, and so I can keep that gap, you know, where she can't catch me. Because like me, she loves starting stuff, and she has lots of whips. So for us to get, you know, get a whole lot of work done on something, it takes a while. Okay, the next one is, where I have that one clipped. A Hunting We Will Go. Is that, let's see, is that it? A Hunting? Yeah, A Hunting We Will Go. This is from Keslin's, and this is where I'm at now. Keep forgetting to put the board. There we go. What does it say? Hunting, but this is as far as I'm getting. This is a lot of black. Oh, excuse me. She has a big old skirt that comes down here. So, it's a lot of black. This is done on a, I think this is a 28 count also. I was in Under the Sea Fabrics fabric club for a long time, and that was when I was stitching exclusively on 28 count, and I have so much of it. This is, you know, this is a 32 count. Just says green Lugana for 1, 2, 3 stitch. I know I have a lot of 28 count though, but this is a 32. Okay. Okay, that's starting from the wrong end. Turn it around. Here we go. Okay, I went through these yesterday and I got them all in order. This one I hadn't started too long ago. I think in January. Yes, when I was on my cruise in January. And this is called Bayonne Cat. And it is from Al Forrest Embroidery. And I'm stitching it on a, I do believe 32 count. Edith, 32 count from Fortnite Fabrics. And this is where I'm at so far. I started in the middle, and I have his middle section. His middle section is done. That's one page. And the fabric, I don't know if you, it looks like it's showing up pretty good. When I hold it back a little bit, it has yellow mottling in it. But that's Bayonne Cat. I did the whale from Al Forrest some years ago. I love those designs. And I have another one in here. Well, I have this one to do next. Siren Bird. So that's in the same bag, because it used a lot of the same color flosses. Well, I used the DMC flosses. I have so many DMC flosses, I don't need any more. And I don't need to start buying stuff from other floss dyers, because then I'll just have to put my husband out of the living room, because I won't have any more room in here. Okay, so this one is the next one. This one I inherited, along with all the beautiful fabric. It's called Black Work Peacocks, and this is a Joan Elliott design. And yes, I did pull it out and I did work on it. It's a lot of black. Well, it's not actually black. It's I think it's $37.99 DMC. This is on a 32 count Joblin in raspberry from Fabrics by LJ. And this is from my friend Connie. And this is where it's at. This is like halfway. Yeah, because this is as far down as it's going to go. And look at all this fabric she sent with. So, yeah, this is halfway. That's beautiful. I love that fabric, raspberry. And then you can see black work peacocks. I wish my friend Connie would come back to floss too, but I really appreciate her thinking of me when she was, she wanted to give up. She didn't want to just, and Lord knows, who would want to throw something like that away? And she thought of me, and of course, I accepted. And it'll be worked on when I get a chance to get to it like I do my other ones. Okay. So, excuse me. My next whip is, which this one is also on, this is on my WIPGO board. And I didn't there was only a couple of the Plum Street Sampler stack designs that I really liked. There was only two. One of them was the Fox Feud and Corgi. This is a copy. Corgi Caboodle. This is my working copy. I had just, that way my charts won't get all beat up. But this is where I'm at so far on this one. I know that's not a corgi dog, but I like the little pink needle minder. Yeah, but this is Corgi Caboodle. I love that little one on top. He is so cute. So that's my March whip, one of my March WIPGO calls. I have three because I have two whips. Okay, the next one. This is another one of those beautiful ones that I just have not gotten as much time, stitched on it as I would like. This is called Crystal, and it is cross-stitching art. It's who it's by. Don't you just love that dress? That's what drew me in, was the dress. This is being stitched on a 32 count Lugana Hera from Under the Sea Fabrics. And this is where I'm at so far. And I'm just getting down to the real fun part, that bottom part of that dress. It is gorgeous. Those colors are gorgeous. And she has attitude. You can see, I love her face. It's like she has attitude. I love it. Okay, the next one is I'll be so glad when my hair grows back. Or when it grows back long enough where I'm not subconscious enough that I have to wear something. But anyway. My next one is Comparatively Small Red Ship of Life. Now there's 2 charts that have come out since then, since I started this one. And I've got both of them, but I haven't started on the other ones yet. I would like to finish this one. This is it's on my WIPGO board, and there isn't a whole lot more left to do. There it is. I'm still working on this part of the border up top. On this side and this side. And I was just so happy that they actually met up. You know, so now I've got to finish all the little detail across the top. And this one is stitched on I don't know what I did with the label, but now I can tell you the floss is almond M&M, our little silks, and this one is called Wine, and that's what it's being stitched with. I think this is another Under the Sea Fabrics, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure exactly which one it is. If I find out, of course I'll put it across the screen. But that's from Ink Circles. Okay, my next one is this is from Stitching with the Housewives. It's called Daisy May. I started this one 4/1/22, and I started it with Terry from Terry Lee Crafts. This is on a 28 count crystal lock from PTP, and I don't know, it's the color, the fabric. I like the fabric, and I like the way the design looks on the fabric. It's just that I think it's with the shiny shiny, you know, the iridescent fabric, shiny stuff. It kind of bothers me, you know, bothering me stitching, so that's why she's not done yet. But I had joked with Terry that this was, that she had, in her previous life, had been a Playboy bunny. Because she has the ears and the tail. You know, now she's more modest and she covers all of that up with her big skirt. So that's Daisy May. The next one is Delightful. Okay, this is Delightful. At one point, this was it was just, I love this chart. It shows attitude, and it's my attitude. It's delightful. From Mary Engelbright, and it says, as far as I know, I'm delightful. And it is being stitched on a 14 count white Aida. And this is as far as I've gotten on it. I started this back when I was really sick. I can't remember now. I don't have my date wrote down. But when I had first started my chemo, and I was trying to fight through the side effects of chemo, so I haven't pulled that out for a while. But I love it. I think it's adorable. And of course, there's no colors in as you saw in the chart. But I decided I was going to put just a little pop of color. Her, of course, I did a skin conversion, and then she has a pillow behind her in the chair, and it's supposed to be a dark gray. But I was like, I'm going to put a little pop of color in that chart. So I made the pillow a red plaid. Okay, breather. I'm drinking a ginger tea. It's delicious. Okay. My next chart is Forever and Ever from Cottage Garden Samplers. Yeah, Cottage Garden Samplers. It's my working copy. This is another one that's really, really getting close to being a finish. Let's see if I found my fabric tag. Yeah. This is being stitched on a 32 count Belfast linen called Stormy Night Swigart. Did I say Stormy Night? Yeah, Stormy Night, vintage Stormy Night. And this one is close to being a finish. I think all I have left to do is a couple of vines and something up in here, some vines or something here. It's right up in there. And it will be, yeah, finish those leaves and a vine. Yeah, I have a, oh, it's a bud. A flower bud and the leaves over here, and it'll be a finish. So maybe it'll be called as a WIPGO, and I can go ahead and knock that out real quick. My next one is, this is an old one too. Let's see, when did I start this one? 2016. It's called Frankie the Thinker. Yep, Frankie the Thinker. This is from Glendon Place. And let's see, it's being stitched on a 28 count Picture This Plus Haunted, and I got it my LNS. And this is where he's at. His head is almost done, and I had started, the last time I stitched on him, I worked on his hand. So once I get the hand finished and get this hand finished, then I can move down to his legs. And so I'm a little bit over halfway done, or maybe a little less than halfway done. But I love this fabric, Haunted. Alright. My next, oh, this is an old one too. This was from 2016 also. This is, well, you don't need to see a picture of what it should look like. It's almost looking like that now. This is my Hogwarts crest. This is done on, I think, 18 count. Yeah, 18 count, maybe 16 count Ada. And it's a white Ada, so it was a white Ada. Yeah, this is an 18 count white Ada. And I'm just about done. The center portion is done. I think that rest of this ribbon to finish like around here, and it'll be done. These are, it's a lot of big, sections of stitching, so they don't take long. Just have to bite the bullet and do it. Okay, my next one, this chart I purchased from a store in New Orleans. This is Ironwork Gate, and this is from CW Designs. Like, this is the original, one of the original design, and that's a companion piece. That's just a close-up on the gate of that house, and I just loved it. And this is on, I think, it's on a 16 count Ada. It's like an off-white cream Ada. And this is where I'm at so far. I think that's the, yeah, as you can see, this is the porch, or the top part of the house. So these stitches, they're so tiny. This is on 16 count Ada. So I mean, 16 count Ada is the same as 32 count, you know, linen or Lugana, but it just seems like it's just it seems so much tighter. I don't know. Maybe because the Ada doesn't stretch, you know, doesn't give any. My next one, I get this one at the same place. And this is Jazz Funeral. That's what it should look like. This is being stitched on 32 count Lugana Valkyrie from Under the Sea Fabrics. And this is where I'm at. There's not a whole lot left on this one either. Well, I had started back here. I had started on the hearse. I think it's 2 more men up front, the hearse, and a couple of people in the back, which wouldn't take very long. Like I said, all of these are on my WIPGO board, so I'll get a chance to work on them all during this year, and hopefully I can get some of them finished. Because believe it or not, this is already almost March, and I only have 2 finishes for the year. It's not like me. Oh, let me put this back. Oh. Next time I'll be looking for this and going crazy because I can't find it. Okay, the next one, this chart, this is an old one too. This one is from 2017. My niece had this, a picture of me designed, and she had it converted to a cross-stitch design. And it has a lot of, you know, those pick-to-pat things, they have a lot of confetti stitching in it. And this is where it's at. This is a 14 count Ada. I think it's oatmeal is the color. But this is where I'm at. Like I said, I mean, they don't take a lot of, you know, it's not a lot of heart stitch, it's just a lot of changing threads out. And once they get called on WIPGO, then I'll go. The next one, I love this one. I thought I had lost it at one point because I hadn't seen it. It was stuffed down in my whip bin, and I wasn't able to see it. But this one, this is on a 32 count platinum Lugana that I purchased at Stitcher's Paradise in Las Vegas. And this is the Kalahari Bushman. I love it. It has, well, it's on, like I said, 32 count, and some of the flosses are one thread, you stitch with one strand, then some of them are you stitch the same thread, same color, with 2 strands, so it gives it that textured look, and it kind of like creates its own shading. there's not a whole lot left of him to do either. But there it is. I love it. Some of it even has like one stitch, half stitch. It's a beautiful chart. Like I say, I thought I had lost him. And see, I will get a chance to stitch on some of these, even, you know, other than when they're called on my stitch, on my WIPGO. I can always just pull them out and, you know, work a little extra on. Like this one I just worked on this month. This was one of my WIPGOs for February. This is my Martin Luther King Memorial. This is from Posey, the Posey collection. You can buy these at the like national parks and the monuments. Some of them have the design, you know, cross-stitch designs, and my niece bought me this one. And this was on a it came as a kit, so you get the fabric and the it's an off-white 16 count Ada, and this is where he's at so far. This represents part of the cherry blossoms down in DC. So that's where he's at. Like I said, I stitched a big chunk of his front of his coat here this month. There's a WIPGO. I'm going to lose one of these tags here that I won't be able to find them. My next project. Hopefully I'm not going too fast, but I don't want to hold you all day either. So this is Mary Beard Season from Lindy Stitches. It was, well, you see this, this is the way it was designed. So I appreciate her doing that, and I didn't have to do my skin conversion on him. And this is where he's at. I've got his beard outlined in the light gray. So next time I get ready to work on him, which will probably be in the summertime when it's scorching hot, to kind of put my mind towards Christmas where it's nice and, well, not nice and cold, but it'll probably cool me down. But this is stitched on, let me see what the tag says. It's being stitched on a 28 count Lugana from Under the Sea Fabrics called Evergreen. Because I don't want to have you sitting here all day, but I hope it's not going too fast where you can't see. Okay. Okay. This chart is called Natural Beauty 2, and it's from Philanthropic embroideries. You remember I had stitched this one. This is being stitched on a 32 count Lugana called Melissa's from Under the Sea Fabrics, and I converted all the, well, I used the DMC flosses. And this is where she's at. This one has a lot of blended threads and confetti and blended threads. So it takes a while, and you have to be really concentrating to and it has, okay, it has half stitches. It has a, well, you know, on when you make a stitch and you stitch it like over a tic-tac-toe, you know, you have 4 threads, 2 going each way. Well, this one, instead of being a full stitch over the both threads, you do one the long way. And it's just, some of them are half stitches, you know, half cross stitches this way, and some are half that way. So it's kind of, like I say, you just have to watch what you're doing, because if not, you'll get mixed up, and who knows what she will look like. At least for me, anyway. My next piece is from Teresa Kogut. It's called Pray. This is an old one. This is an old one too. This is one of my old whips. This one has so much confetti stitching in it, it's not even funny. And it's being stitched on 32 count Weekstyle Works Angel Hair. And that's the fabric. And stitching with DMC floss. This is where she's at. Let's see. 2017. Yep, this is an old one. You know, I don't like full coverage. I'm not crazy about full coverage, which this is just about a full coverage. Plus it has all the confetti, and but I love the face. My next chart is another one that I inherited from Connie. It came with another huge piece of fabric, and this is what it looked like. And she has all the floss in a floss box. And wait a minute, let me find it. Where's the tag? Or is it still on the fabric? No, it's not, but it's a light blue. It's a light blue even weave. And this is where it is. And this one is called Pretty as a Peacock. Yep, that's Pretty as a Peacock. It's beautiful. And it was out of a magazine. It's from the, let me see if it's on here, the March 2004 Cross Stitcher magazine. Very pretty. Whew. Has anybody been counting? I lost count. I lost count. I don't even know which one. I don't know which one we're on. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is called Quaker Halloween from the Work Basket. I think this is out of print. Or you may be able to get it. I got this one at Keepsakes. As a matter of fact, I bought this at Keepsakes last year. And I'm not sure if they still have any. I think it's out of print though. And I'm working on the owl. The owl is on, let's see. Well, it says stone gray. I wrote down here stone gray swigert. I think this is the other piece of that last one that I showed you. Anyway, this is how far I've gotten. I've got that center portion of the owl's body. And I was working on towards, at the bottom towards his feet. So that's Quaker Halloween. And I'm stitching it with DMC 4140. I'll show you the picture again. And you'll see why I'm using I guess it's a bigger picture. See that? That calls for, let's see, the thread that's called for is Crescent Colors, Belle Soie, and Mud Pie. But I think this was a very, very good match. And this is a DMC 4140. Because I have 4140. Didn't have Belle Soie. Was it going to buy Belle Soie? Okay. My next one is this is Repeat the Sounding Joy from Kathy Barrick. I've had this one going for a while, well, 2016. But I love that swan. My working copy. I love that swan. And the fabric. Now this, I matched this up really good, if I have to say so myself. This fabric is, it's a 36 count, but that's it. And she wrote it in, this is from Seraphim Fabrics. And she wrote it in that silver pen, and I can't make out what that says. But I love it. It's beautiful. And it matches up with this, the fabric that's called for on the chart. And this is where it's at. Yep, this is where it's at so far. You get the little lake, the little pond, and those wings. Oh my gosh. Those are fantastic. And this is a 36 count. It was just the fabric was so beautiful. I had to have the fabric, so that's why I got a 36 count. My next one is a recent start, and it's Rosa Parks. That's the chart. It doesn't have a cover page. It's a freebie. Sassy Jack Stitchery. Yeah, you can get it on the website, Sassy Jack Stitchery website. And what else does it say? Sassafras Sampler. And like I said, I just started it recently, so that's as far as I get. And I think I got a mistake somewhere in there. And I was just too frustrated to try to pick it out. I think I made a mistake. I used the wrong color, but they're so close, you know, in to be in the same color that I picked up the wrong piece. And there's a mistake in here somewhere. And I've pulled it out a couple of times. I thought I had pulled out the mistake. Evidently I haven't gotten back far enough in where I made my mistake at. The next, let's see, yes, my next chart, my next whip is Rosina Desiree. Works by ABC. Did the adaptation from the original African Girl sampler. Well, not African Girl, but black freed slave girl attending a school in Maryland. I think it was Maryland. Yeah. And this is where I'm at so far. Man is on 28 count. Let's see. Because there's so much over one stitching. Yes, 28 count Lugana. Days Gone By from Silk Weaver. And I thought this was the appropriate fabric. As you can see, I have this portion, I have all of this. These flowers are done 2 threads over 2. And I have them on both sides, the pink flowers on both sides. I haven't got the basket on this side. But I've got a portion of the poem in the middle, or the dedication in the middle. This is all 1 over 1 on 28 count. So now you see my dilemma. You see why she hasn't been finished. 1 over 1 on 28, which is not bad. But and that's the reason I'll put it on 28 count, even though that makes it the whole thing a lot bigger. But I know myself, and I would not have wanted to try to stitch 1 over 1 on 32 count. Or anything else other than this 28 count. So that's Rosina Desiree. My next one is, this has been my whip code call for March. This is from another Teresa Kogut. is called XXs Quaker, and I am stitching it on. This is Hungarian pointer. This is a 36 count swagger Edinburgh linen. The color is Hungarian pointer. The colors I'm using, well, what's called for is XXs WIPGO guacamole and swamp water. Well, I don't have XXs WIPGO guacamole and swamp water. I have DMC 471 and 4000. And this is where she's at. There's variegated. This color is variegated, much like the swamp water that it's called for. And the little green that's in here, to me, that looks like guacamole. So there you go. That is XXs Quaker. Okay, I know you're probably getting about to the end of your patience with me, and I've been in your face for quite a long time, and we only have 4 more left, so it won't last long. This is Cottage Garden Samplings, the Fox. I have collected all of the whole series of these from last year, and this fabric is what I will be stitching, well, what I'm stitching the fox on, and I will also be putting the swans and this reindeer on the same color fabric, the same piece of fabric, which is, this is what made me fall in love with this fabric, her dyeing, and join her fabric club. This is from Grace Notes, and this is called Michelle. This fabric is, that's the name of the fabric. It is a great fabric to stitch on, and this color is fantastic. The mottling is, isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? And that's what I've gotten on the fox. And see, I'll have plenty of fabric to stitch the other 2 on, because it's, I think it's 12 charts. Well, like I say, those 3 will go on this fabric. And I love that fabric. So I joined her fabric of the, well, it's a fabric of the month club. And I think I'm in the, I think she has one, what is it, Surprise Me, or, so I get fabric from her every month, and I love her dyeing. I love that fabric. Okay, let's see. The next one is a Joan Elliott. is a Joan Elliott, and it's called Little Witching Hour. Let me see that. There we go. Little Witching Hour. And I'm stitching on a 28 count Jobelin. It's from Under the Sea, and it's called Avalon. As you can hear, it has beads and Kreinik. And this is where I'm at so far. I love a Joan Elliott design. I really do. Her faces on her ladies are so realistic. But this one has my skin color. I changed it. I always do. But they're so realistic. I love her faces on her designs. And I have several Joan Elliott's. But she has Kreinik and beads. Our next one, you've seen it recently, I think. When Life is Done by Silver Creek Samplers. This is stitched on 32 count. Picture this plus fog. And I got quite a bit of it done. I started in the middle, but I went down and I finished everything at the bottom. So the whole bottom is done. Except for the writing on the tombstone. One more, ladies, gentlemen, if any gentlemen are watching. But one more. And we will be done. Oh, this is from Barbara Anna. This is, no, I take it back, two more. One more after this. This is Winged Dreams. I started it on New Year's Eve. And I've stitched on this for the 12 hours on Instagram. For 12 and 12, I think it was, 12 hours, 12 charts. But I only stitched on one chart for the whole 12 hours. And I posted pictures of my progress every hour. This is stitched on a 28 count cashel in flex. Of course, I use the DMC flosses, and this is where she's at. I love Barbara Anna designs. I love the colors, they're colorful. I love the colors. And last but not least, is my What did I do with it? Oh. Forgive me. This is another Joan Elliott, and it's called To Market. I've had this chart a long time. I pulled it out last night because I didn't want to cheat and start on my WIPGO projects that I pulled out. This is stitched on an antique white Monaco 28 count. I've had this chart for a long time, and I decided I wanted to stitch on it. I wanted to start it. This is where I've gotten. Let me show you the picture again so you know where I'm at. I started in the middle. So you can see this is part of her dress here. And that's what I started last night. I'm going to work on again today once I'm done. Which will be after I put all of these whips back in this bin. That is my WIP Parade. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that I'll get, and I will definitely get all of these worked on at least once this year, because they're all on my WIPGO board. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I thank you for spending some of your time with me today. Again, I am overwhelmed. You all made it possible for me to meet my goal for my fundraiser, which was 50 shirts. I have now over 50 shirts purchased, and I am so grateful to all of you. So I really appreciate it. I thank you all. I wanted to call out the names, but I'm not sure. I don't have anybody's approval for putting their names out. If I do, maybe I'll just do the first names. But I want to personally thank each and every one of you. I really appreciate it. This does my heart good. And I thank you once again. So, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions on any of my whips, leave a comment in the comments, and I'll give you the information. I'll answer your questions. At least I'll try to. So, that's about it. You'll see me again very soon.